What's up, guys? I am Will from the Mighty Beards of Gaming. I am the Mightiest Beard, and I think you get it. I think you guys get it. I'm a pretty big fan of these tap-firing weapons like the AK-74M and the G3A3. I just like to be lethal at all ranges. If you can't handle these, MTARs that are only short range, or sniper rifles that are only long range. I like being able to be right in the middle. Right in the middle is where I like to be. And then I get this guy at the AN-94, and I did a pretty stellar parking job with this transport heli, if I do say so myself. And I know that you're not going to say so because it was a really crappy parking job. But so I take it again, and I do this on accident, which I thought was pretty slick. Yeah, right around that post. And I decide I want to try to boop this sniper that's hanging out up here before I realize that the transport helicopter is not quite as responsive as the other helicopters. And I just crash right into the roof, and you can see him do a little dance, and then he goes, whee! He actually falls through the roof right there, but I trimmed that portion out. And then I get a Z11. No, it's a little bird. And then I get a little bird and go on quite a little tear, which is wonderful. I'm usually not so great in the helicopters. I don't tend to do a lot of vehicle work. I've been doing a little bit more because of armored kill, and I feel like sometimes I'm at a disadvantage, and I really like the infantry gameplay, but sometimes I just get run over by, tanks and LAVs and all that good stuff. That's a big part of this game that I just am not as proficient at as I am with just shooting infantry dudes in the face with my weapon. But for the first time in a long time, I actually wound up getting in this little bird, getting quite a few kills, and the team that we're going up against just decided that, we're not going to use Stinger missiles. We're just not going to use any Stinger missiles, and that's usually my problem, is that I hop in a chopper, and then 20 people have Stingers, and then I get totally boned immediately. And right now, I am running away, because I kept getting locked, and that's how you die. That's how you die in a helicopter, is you get locked from the ground, and then you get totally destroyed. It's not hard, especially the little bird, which is like basically a piece of bread flying in the air. It's so easy just to tear apart and dip in butter and eat. It's very tasty, and if you have a Stinger, you can do it in one shot. It's so simple. And I do recognize that the bread analogy right there is awful. It's just a terrible analogy, but it's the best I could come up with at 8:30 in the morning on the fly, and before I go to work. And I saw a RPG come at me earlier. Get back here, bro! Get back here! I'm gonna get you! You can't hide from me! I get it. That's right. You can't hide from me when I'm in the little bird. I'm not too shabby in this thing. I'm not gonna lie, but I just feel like I always get outgunned in this thing. I just got a lucky round this time. There wasn't really any enemy air. I don't know if they get any on this rush map. I don't normally play No Shot Rush. I actually really enjoy it, but I just don't usually find a server that's pretty good. And if you haven't realized yet, we are absolutely running this other team over, and I'm sorry for that. I know that I keep trying to tell you guys that I don't want all of my videos just to be me doing crazy well and winning every round and not making any mistakes and blah blah blah. I'm so good. But this time I decided I want to show you guys a win. Oh, and look at this. I tried to be really slick and go under the bridge, but instead I just crashed it right into this ravine. But now we switch over from helicopter gameplay to the AN-94 gameplay, which I mentioned very briefly last time is a wonderful weapon. It's such a great tap-fire weapon, which if you don't understand, you will do bad with. You have to really understand how it fires and the way that it fires, because my first inclination when I originally started using this weapon, way back like a year ago when this game came out, was to switch it from the two bullet burst fire. Hello, guy. Maybe open your eyes a little bit before you run by. But my first inclination was to switch it from the burst fire to the full auto, and watch this, another guy runs by. And I don't really take advantage of it, unfortunately. I get a little greedy, but that's why I mentioned earlier that this is like the tap fire weapon. It's not automatic. You don't want to use it on automatic because you're totally hamstringing it, or wing clipping it, if I wanted to use some WoW terms. You're sandbagging it. That's what you're doing to it. You're sandbagging it. This gun is meant to be used in its 2-round burst mode, and they fire so quickly one after the other that it's essentially putting 2 rounds in the exact same spot on your enemy. So if you can get a headshot on your enemy here, and I get this guy, if you can get a headshot on your enemy, oh, go down. His guy comes in and cleans me up, but I do wind up taking him down. If you can get a headshot or like a chest shot and then a headshot or 2 chest shots, you're essentially putting 4 rounds into your enemy, and he's gonna go down real fast. So I spawn in this helicopter, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is just like the beginning of that movie Predator, where they're listening to that music, and Jesse Ventura is talking about his wiener and talking about how a Tyrannosaurus Rex he is, and then totally professional flying, just flies like I'm not really sure what happened right there. We clearly, on purpose, flew right into the ground, and I can't do anything but laugh because back in Battlefield 2, like Battlefield 1940, no, I was gonna say Call of Duty, but they didn't have helicopters. So way back in Battlefield 1942, Vietnam, you know, you could just push a button and say go 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 go. So me and Northern Beard, who you will meet at some point soon, me and him, we'll just hop into a helicopter and yell go 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 go, and then everyone would hop into our transport heli, and then we'd go take off, and then flip it over right into the water because we were trolls before trolls was even a term. So I can't really be mad at that guy for dive bombing us into the dirt like he just did, because, you know, it's kind of fun, and we're running this other team over. And granted, that did account for one of my only 4 deaths in this round, but I ain't even mad because I laughed, and I'm playing a video game. And yes, you can play this game really seriously. You could definitely take this game seriously. I mean, you could play competitively. I mean, you know, roll over and crouch walk everywhere. Hey man, I'm totally, you know, MLG pro. I used to play CS, and where you can't, you know, look down the sight. You can play it really seriously like that, but for the most part, you're just playing a video game, so you should definitely have fun. And, you know, I can't always condone having fun at the expense of everyone else not having fun, like crashing your helicopter into the dirt like that, but, you know, it wasn't like a chronic thing. It wasn't happening every single time, so whatever. It didn't bother me very much. Other people are going to be like, man, getting all butthurt about why and that guy, that's why the tap fire on this weapon is so good. Everyone's just going to get all butthurt because they keep getting trolled by their own teammates, but you know what? In moderation, everything is fine. So on this little warehouse area right here, I like to chill at this doorway because it gives me a really good vantage point of both of the MCOMs, even though my team now already has taken this B MCOM and no one seems to be moving out to go get that A MCOM. I'm still hanging out back here just in case my team decides to go be heroes and actually go plant the next MCOM, which obviously we do. Because if you haven't figured it out by now, you know, we run this team over. And I thought for sure I was going to get that guy. His scope glint was waving at me, basically, letting me know exactly where he was at. And I had my AN-94, and I put some rounds in him, and it just didn't go down. And then I didn't really understand this guy right here. This dude rolls up in his Vodnik. I steal it, and he got out of it for some reason and put C4 on it? With no one around? He just got out in the middle of enemy territory and was putting C4 on that Vodnik? I really don't know what he was trying to accomplish with that, but he got me. So good on him. Bravo, sir. But really, he really doesn't do anything. And that guy goes down. I couldn't even see him. That's the tap fire for you, baby. That's the AN-94 putting 2 rounds at a time on point. This gun shoots exactly where you need it to go. And that dude was clearly forever away. Oh, and I clipped that guy once with my G17. I feel like killing people with the G17 it's gotta just be humiliating. It's like a little pea shooter. It does like, I mean, it does decent damage, but it just sounds like, one of those guns that you get when you're a kid that have like the ribbon of caps in them. Oh, and I got that guy too. He's got like those ribbon of caps, like the little cap guns, and then it like spits out this like obliterated red paper that had basically gunpowder in it that someone somewhere decided would be a good idea to give to children. Like, that's what the G17 sounds like. So whenever I kill someone with it, I just feel like that's the gun I'm killing people with that little cap gun that I had when I was a kid. And I get this guy. Oh, you know what? I don't get that guy. But I do get this guy who's completely oblivious. And I run right past his friend who clearly shouldn't have tried to snipe me. He had a M416, as you can see, with a little assault overlay drop down right there when he was dying. His little indicator that I can pick up his weapon. He should have just shot me, and that's, you know, the downfall of a lot of people in this game is they try to knife when they should just shoot. You know, you should just shoot people most of the time in this game. Unless, of course, you're like me right here and can't shoot anything. That guy was standing still, and I shot him once instead of the 3 times that I tried to shoot him. And you know, I gave that guy crap earlier for rolling up in his Vodnik and not doing anything. And, you know, I accomplished next to zero in this move right here. Look at all those rounds. Boom, 1 hit marker. That's all I got. And I was like, you know, I can't do that. I was sure that they'd be defusing, though, and I got both those guys that were defusing. I felt pretty good about that. I rolled right in, rocked him. That's what you got to do. You got to be a little bit aggressive when you play Rush to make sure that you take the people down. It doesn't matter if it wouldn't have mattered if I got down if I got taken down as long as I took out both of those guys and kept them from defusing, because your KD really doesn't matter. Your win-loss ratio, you know, that doesn't actually matter. You're still playing a video game, but if a ratio is gonna matter, it's not your KD, it's your WL. And no one really thinks about that because there's so many people that come from COD or COD and just want to, you know, in COD all you have to do is kill people most of the time. You know, that's how most of the people play that game. They play TDM or free-for-all deathmatch and then just kill each other. And oh, I get that guy and I saved the penis's life back there. X Factor calls that thing a penis to him track, so I'm going to adopt it because I like it. So from here until the end of the match, which is roughly 2 minutes away, I don't actually see a lot of shooting action myself. I think I shoot a few rounds, but for the most part, I roll back here, which essentially turns into a hall of death. For whatever reason, I was back here with a few folks, and as many times as all my buddies get shot back here, I just don't. That guy rolls out and takes down a few guys. I got a little suppression kill assist right there. But I turn around, there's bodies. Look at all the bodies back here. And then I'm running this way, and then the dudes behind me also start getting shot. There's bullets coming from the enemies. 3 more dead bodies over here. And then I run back this way and get all these revives, and this professional guy didn't think to shoot the box that he's sleeping on right there. Yeah, know that, by the way. Shoot the box before you see. And then I dodged all those bullets again. I don't know what happened. And then right here, I make a mistake. I don't look at my minimap. You can see on the minimap right now. Look at there's a big Dorito on the minimap, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go this way. No one knows I'm back here. I'm gonna be so pro and go defuse, and then I get shot right in the back because I didn't see that. You should really be checking your minimap like every other second. Just take a glance at it. Some people even adjust the HUD to move the minimap and the ammo display on the right-hand side. It moves it in, so they're both closer to the center, so you don't have to move your eyes quite as far away. And then obviously we get the win right here. But yeah, that just turned into an absolute, you know, shoot fest. Just shooting fish in a barrel for the enemy team, but somehow I just dodged all the bullets there at the end, and I just thought it was kind of silly that the one random guy at the end was able to take me out. And you can see here I get a couple of combat efficiency ribbons, and I gotta tell you guys, those are my favorite ribbons to get ever, because it's basically validation. It basically says, hey man, you did a pretty good job. You killed 8 people in a row. And then any subsequent ones after that, after you've killed 8, you get one for every 2 kills, I think. So you get your first one after 8, and then every 2 kills after that you get one per death. So that's the end of this one, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and come back for the next one. Goodbye.